Hi friends, welcome to Shankar English Guru. Today I am going to talk about the fifth lesson, Go Kiss the World by Subroto Bagchi. Go Kiss the World is an extra taken from the welcome address by Mr. Subroto Bagchi, co-founder of Mindtree, an Indian technology MNC. The address was delivered on 2nd July 2004 at the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Being a successful entrepreneur, Subroto Bagchi has become a business author and has written a book of the same name, directing his teachings to the whole world. Go Kiss the World talks about the speech delivered by Subroto Bagchi, tells us his words of wisdom and the lesson taught to him by his parents. The lessons are directed at enlightening the meaning of success and are related to the events from Bagchi's life. Lessons taught by Subroto's father. Subroto's father was a district employment officer in Koraput, Orissa, and Subroto was their fifth and the last child. Koraput was a district without electricity and water did not used to run through taps. There were no primary schools, due to which Subroto's schooling was done at home only. Subroto's mother and come as a refugee from East Bengal was raised by a widow. Subroto's father used to get transferred every year. Therefore, they had to move frequently and travel in the government provided jeep. There was no garage in his father's office, due to which the jeep used to stay at home always. His father never used the jeep to commute to the office and taught the same lesson to Subroto, telling him that it is an expensive resource given by the government. From this came Subroto's first lesson, the lesson to never use public facilities. Subroto's and his brothers were also not allowed to call the jeep driver by his name and were always told to add the suffix Dada before his name. When Subroto grew up, he taught the same lesson to his daughters and they were supposed to call their drivers uncle. Subroto used to cring every time he used to hear other people disrespecting their drivers. This made up of their second lesson, telling them always to respect their subordinates more than their seniors, as it is more important to respect small people. So respecting people plays a most important role, either they are younger or elder. So respect plays a very important role. That's what here Subroto's learn from his parents. Subroto's father had put the habit of reading the newspaper daily in Subroto, and he had his brothers was supposed to read the newspaper aloud with the morning tea. Although Subroto did not understand much of what he written in the newspaper, he still contributes his good English to that habit. After reading the newspaper, he was taught to fold it correctly. Another lesson which his father taught him and his brothers was, you should leave your newspaper and your toilet the way you expect to find it. In their childhood, Subroto and his brother were always attracted by various property and radio advertisements in the newspaper, but their father always refused to buy them, telling that they do not need a radio because their family already have five, referring to the children. This made up of another lesson, not to measure personal success and scene of well-being through material possessions. Lesson taught by Subroto's mother. The house which the government gave to the Bagchi family rarely had finance. Subroto, along with his mother, used to make off fences with twigs and decorate the house with a little plant seedling. When other people asked Subroto's mother that what's the need to beautify a government house, she replied them that she had to create a bloom in a desert, and for that she had to leave every place given to her more beautiful than what she had inherited. Subroto calls this his first lesson in success. It is not what you create for yourself, it is what you leave behind that defines success. Subroto's mother started developing a cataract in her eyes when he was very small. The time his eldest brother got a teaching job in Bhubaneswar University and was also preparing for civil service examination. It was decided that Subroto's mother and he would move to Bhubaneswar too for the eldest brother's cooking purposes. This was the first time that Subroto saw electricity in house and water coming from taps. Subroto's daily job there was to read the Oriya script newspaper from head to toe for his mother. While reading the newspaper, Subroto used to feel a sense of larger connectedness with the world that made of another lesson for him, which meant to be connected with a large world. During the time India was at the war of Pakistan and Lal Bahadur Shastri's words, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, sparked the country into patriotic fervor. Subroto was Bagchi felt the need to become a hero and dreamt of catching a terrorist to read his newspaper on the newspaper first page. He decided to spend hours guarding the university water tank, imagining that a terrorist would come to passion it and he would be the one to catch him. His imagination became another lesson for him, a lesson taught him that if he can imagine of a future, he can create it, and if can create it, others will live in it. In the next few years, Subroto's mother's eyesight deteriorating. Therefore, she went to other operation and saw the Subroto's face for the first time. Subroto still places every time he remember his mother's words that praised him. Within a few weeks of getting her vision back, Subroto's mother developed a corneal euclid and became blind in the both eyes. She lived 32 years with her blindness but never even complained once. When Subroto asked her whether she could see the darkness with those blind eyes, his mother replied that she had not seen darkness but had only seen light till 8 years of age. Subroto's mother performed her morning yoga every day, cleaned her room and washed her clothes on too, even after being blind. See the beauty here. This way the Subroto's mother taught him Another lesson: success is not about seeing the world but seeing the light. Then the beauty of lesson Subroto Bagchi derived from his mother. That's a beautiful quotation. He says that success is not about seeing the world but seeing the light. Subroto's father's death. As Subroto's grieved off, he got a job as a clerk in government office, become a management trainee, and finally settled with a job IT industry, for which he moved to the USA in 1992. During this time, his father was living a retired life with his brother when he suffered third degree burns and was admitted to the Subroto Hospital, Delhi. Subroto Hospitals was a poorly maintained place with untidiness and overworked nurse Subrotos, and he returned to see his father. One morning he realized that the blood bottle was empty and air could have entered his body. Therefore, Subroto asked the nurse to replace it, but got the reply to do it himself by the tired, overworked nurse. When the nurse finally agreed to change it, Subroto was surprised to see the man who himself was on his deathbed was asking him, nurse, that why he hadn't gone home yet. That day Subroto learned that there was no limit to how a person was more concerned for another person, and the limit of inclusiveness he could create. Subroto's father died the following day but left his principles behind. According to the Subroto's father, success is the person's ability to rise above his discomforts and not about creating material comforts. Difference in Subroto's parents' ideology. Subroto's father was the believer in the British Raj and doubted the capability of the post-independence political parties to govern the country. Whereas Subroto's mother believed that exact opposite. When she was young, she had Garland Subhas Chandra Bose and had known to spin khadi and using swords and dangers. Although Subroto's parents had different ideologies, but still they lived together. This taught Subroto's another lesson, that success is not the ability to create a dogmatic end state but a process of continuous thinking. Subroto's mother's death. Subroto's mother died due to paralytic stroke at the age of 82, Bhubaneswar Hospital. Subroto Bagchi had come from the USA to see her and remained in the hospital for 2 weeks. His mother was not getting better, was neither getting worse. Subroto eventually had to return to work and therefore was living. He bowed down his head to kiss his mother's face before leaving, and in a paralytic state. His mother replied him to not to kiss her but to kiss the world. The words, "Go kiss the world," were said by the Subroto's mother to him on her deathbed. Subroto's mother had come to India as a refugee and was raised by a widow. Her husband's salary was just 300 rupees and she had lost her eyesight but still was telling the author to go kiss the world. The epilogue of Subroto's speech. In the end, Subroto says that success to him is about the vision and the ability to rise above pain. It is about imagination, about sensitiveness to small people, about building inclusions, about connectedness to the large world, about personal tenacity. It is about giving back more to life and creating extraordinary success with ordinary lives. Subroto Bagchi makes the audience, wishes them luck, tells them, go kiss the world and lives. So, behind these lessons, being youngsters should understand that getting ourselves in a big position is the most important. Flying in the country, very important. Keeping some innovation and build this country very strong, very, very important. But at the same time, after success, you're supposed to give something to the back for the country. That is the most important. Thank you so much.